Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And we're continuing with Haydn operas. Yes, the most neglected, well, after the baritone trios, I guess, part of his legacy, and one of the most misunderstood. There are some wonderful, wonderful works in Haydn's operas. And, it's all a question of how well staged they are imaginatively and how well sung they are, because the music's there. The characters are there. The emotional affect is there if you treat them right. Nowhere more so than in this one, L'Isola Disabitata, the desert island. Now, this is called an azione teatrale in due parti, a theatrical event in two parts. And it is a Gluckian opera seria. And in other words, it is continuous music all the way through. All of the recitative is accompanied. The arias are splendid. And it only requires 4 characters. Haydn called it an operetta because it was written for small forces. But it's not negligible by any stretch of the imagination. The whole work is only 90 minutes. 101 hour and 28 minutes in this performance, and it is beautiful. It's about a woman who's abandoned on an island with her daughter, and she thinks she hates men because she thinks her boyfriend abandoned her, but in reality they were kidnapped by pirates and they were dumped there. And finally he gets rid of the pirates and he comes back to get her, and he shows up with his associate, and her daughter, who's never seen a man before, doesn't know what is, and they fall in love, and then she's angry, and he's trying to win her back, and eventually they all get back together. That's the story. And it's got some great arias, terrific ensemble at the end, and this is a very fine cast. You have Norma Lehrer, Linda Zogby, Luigi Alva, and Renato Brusson with Dorati, and there have been other recordings of this since. Thank goodness, because it's an entirely viable short opera. It's a wonderful thing to do in small houses or with period instrument groups or for student productions and things like that. It's just lovely, and it moves quickly, and it's just great. I mean, there's nothing you could say against it. Nothing at all. Then we've got La Vera Costanza. This is a big opera that apparently wasn't terribly popular. It's True Constancy is what it works out to. It's another drama giocoso, a comedy in 3 acts. And this one has Jesse Norman. Wow! Helen Donat, Claes Ancio, Vladimiro Gonzaroli, Domenico Trimarchi, Kari Löfvas, and Anthony Rolfe Johnson. Like all of these operas, they were cast from strength. They have some fantastic singing in them. And they're worth hearing just for the vocalism. It's really, really, really fun. If you did the whole thing with all the recitatives, it would be quite long. But here it's been trimmed down to 2 solid hours of singing, and it's beautifully sung. As with all of these performances, people complain that Dorati takes the recitatives a little bit stodgily, and I think he does, especially compared to what we're used to today with this, quick-witted repartee and conversational banter that we get in contemporary performances of early operas, but that's okay. You can skip it, like I do. So this is if there's a dud among the Haydn operas, maybe it's that. I don't know. But this one is fun. L'Incontro Improviso, the improvised encounter. Oh, this is a solid 3 hours of music and a little bit more, 3 hours and 7 minutes. Gluck did this story in French, actually, as an opera comique. Haydn did this as an opera. It's the same story as Mozart's The Abduction from the Seraglio, and it's just as much fun. It's longer, but it has some gorgeous arias and wonderful orchestration with, Turkish percussion and all that stuff is in here. And it's great. Just delightful. I think it's charming. Then we've got, that's the Dorati stuff. We finished the Dorati cycle. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in all between the last video and this video. But now we have some other performances. because there have been some other performances of Haydn operas, thank God. It's not just, just this. This is a very good performance with David Golub of La Fedeltà Premiata, Fidelity Rewarded, which is endless fun. And we've got, let's see, we've got Monica Group, Patricia Cioffi, Daniela Barcelona, John Aller. It's a good cast. Wonderful cast with the Padova Chamber Orchestra under David Golub. So, and this is on Arabesque. I don't know what it is now. I have no clue. But we talked about it before. Fidelity Rewarded. These are funny. They're send-ups of the opera seria tradition. The endless da capo arias and the conflict between duty and honor and all that stuff. And they make fun of all of it. And they do it rather well. It's charming and amusing stuff with some great arias. And then we've got, let's see. Oh, yeah. L'Isola Disabitata. And it has a coupling, this one. I think you've got, Ariana Anaxos is cantata with Suzanne Menser, Ying Huang, John Aller, and Christopher Schaldenbrand with the Padova Chamber Orchestra and David Golub. Another very good performance, fully comparable to the Dorati. And this has actually been recorded a couple more times now. People are getting their hands on this little charming short opera, 90-minute long opera with just 4 characters, and no secco recitative. It's well tailored to modern attention spans and modern concepts of what opera ought to be. So it's good to have something to compare it to. I enjoyed that very much. And last but not least, yet another, Orlando Palladino with Harnoncourt. Yeah, with Patricia Pettibon, Christian Gerhard, Michael Schade, Werner Gura. You always get, seems to me, really good singers in Haydn operas, which is a good thing. This is a wonderful performance. Absolutely delightful. Harnoncourt was getting into Haydn operas toward the end of his career. It's a shame he didn't do more of them. But thank God he did what he did. There's that Armida, there's this one. And they are absolutely lovely. Absolutely wonderful. So yeah, great. I've got that hanging out here. And that does it for Haydn operas for now. I mean, there are probably a few others scattered amongst things in the overflow room, and we'll talk to them about them when we get to them. But if you don't know Haydn operas, don't be afraid. As I've said before in the last video, it's good music. It's Haydn. You're in good hands. You're not gonna be bored, and you're not going to be annoyed. And if you just give them a little time and attention, follow the texts and enjoy the jokes, you're going to be very well rewarded, I guarantee you. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.